In the heart of the open sea, where the horizon meets the endless blue, a great vessel named Aurora Maris began its journey. It was more than a ship. It was a floating symbol of dreams, courage, and the promise of new beginnings. Built with pride and precision, its steel body stood strong against the elements, while its sails stretched wide like the wings of a giant bird. For the crew and passengers, every voyage was more than travel. It was a chapter of life written across the waves. On this journey, the ship carried merchants with spices, families seeking a new home, and seasoned sailors who knew the language of the sea. The deck was alive with voices, laughter, and the rhythm of footsteps against wooden planks. Children ran across the open space, their excitement echoing with the salty breeze, while the sun poured gold over the restless ocean. But the sea has never been without secrets. On the first night, the sky darkened as heavy clouds gathered. The calm waters shifted into uneasy ripples, and the wind grew restless, carrying with it a warning of what was to come. The mood on board shifted, yet the journey pressed on, for every sailor knew that storms were part of the sea's eternal game. As night fell, the storm revealed its fury. Thunder rolled like a war drum, lightning split the horizon into jagged white scars, and waves rose like towering walls of water. The Aurora Maris groaned under the weight of the storm, yet it fought bravely against the wild embrace of the ocean. Hours stretched endlessly as the ship was tossed by wind and water, but within that chaos, unity was born. The crew worked tirelessly, hands blistered and bodies soaked, each one carrying not just their own hope, but the lives of everyone on board. When dawn finally broke, the storm had passed, leaving behind a silent ocean and a battered ship. The Aurora Maris bore scars, torn sails, cracked wood, scattered belongings, but it still stood, proud and unbroken. For the passengers, survival was not just luck. It was proof that together, even against the fiercest of storms, they could endure. Days passed, and life returned to the vessel. The sound of laughter once again rose above the waves. Children played, merchants traded stories, and the sailors mended the ship with steady hands. Dolphins leapt beside the bow as though celebrating their survival, and for a moment, the sea seemed to smile upon them. Among sailors, a legend was often whispered: a ship that survives a great storm is no longer just wood and steel, it becomes alive. It carries a spirit, a guardian born from the sea itself, destined to watch over those who sail within it. Whether myth or truth, the Aurora Maris now carried that weight. To its people, it was not only a vessel, but a living companion, chosen by the ocean to continue its journey. The voyage stretched on, and with each sunrise, the passengers grew closer, bound not only by the ship, but by the storm they had endured together. They no longer saw themselves as travelers, but as part of something greater. Their story was now entwined with the vast, untamed spirit of the sea. The ocean, in its silence, had spoken. It had reminded them that every wave is a lesson, every storm a teacher, and every horizon a promise waiting to be discovered. And so, the Aurora Maris sailed on, carving a white trail across the endless blue, carrying within it the courage of its people and the eternal secret of the ocean.